incredible job on this film. So touching in so many different ways. And I know that this is your second film, the first being 5 Feet Apart. What inspired you to direct this particular story?
Well, honestly, Joseph, I was supposed to direct this movie first.
Really?
Yeah, so I've been working on this movie for 5 years. And this all started when I made a documentary series called My Last Days with my friends at Soul Pancake. I quit acting to pursue my passion as a director, and I had an idea to tell stories of amazing individuals who were living with a chronic or terminal illness to try to help us all remember that we need to live while we're alive.
Right.
And as the seventh story, I found Zach. It was the final episode of that season, which aired on YouTube, and fell in love with him. He became like a little brother to me, and his family became my family. And before he died, I made him a promise that I would do whatever was in my power to make sure that his story was amplified, his music was heard, and that his message inspired and was told all over the world. And I also made him a promise that I would do whatever I could to help him raise money for the fund he set up in his name, the Zach Sobiak Osteosarcoma Fund, which is really like set up to help fund cancer research for osteosarcoma, which is such an underfunded cancer. So at the end of the day, Zach died so other kids could live. And so after his mom wrote her book based on her experience as Zach's mom and what happened with the documentary and his music and all of this, I asked her if I could option her book and turn it into a movie. So I was supposed to make this first, but I was shooting Jane the Virgin, and it kind of came. Then I had the idea for 5 Feet Apart based on another friend of mine, and 5 Feet Apart ended up happening first, and then this ended up happening second, which I'm so grateful for, because I kind of think of 5 Feet Apart as like the younger sibling, even though it's the older sibling, so to speak.
Another thing that obviously one of the writers of the book was Laura, the mother. But I heard that you had a lot of the supporting, the real life supporting cast on set with you guys. Can you talk to me about how that either A, helped inform you as a director or the actors' performances, or B, just the experiences they were feeling, just reliving some of these scenes again?
Yeah, it's a great question. So when I set out to make the movie, I wanted to honor the family. The intention of this film was to give Zach and create a legacy for him and his family, and amplify his story in a new way. And I didn't want to do the normal Hollywood thing, which is like you option a book and then you turn it into a movie and then you show them the movie when it's over. I wanted them to be a part of it. This is their story. They're just trusting me to tell it. I'm the vessel. I'm the guardian of the story. And honestly, I've always thought of it as something that Zach was co-directing with me. So, from the very beginning, whether it was script notes, I would send them to script. I wasn't supposed to, but I would send them to script and I'd say, hey, tell me what you think about this. And they'd give me other ways they would say something, or language that they would use or had used, stories that maybe we didn't know about. When it came time to casting, I wanted Laura to help me approve the cast. I wanted Sammy to help approve Sabrina, Madison, and Amy to help approve Madison. I wanted them to be a part of it, because at the end of the day, these are real people, and I want to capture the essence of who Zach was. And then when it came time to filming, I wanted them to get to know each other. So I flew the cast to meet the real people. I flew Finn and Sabrina to meet. I flew Finn and Madison to meet the family in Minnesota and spend time at the Sobiak house in the basement that Zach used to be in. I wanted Finn to go into Zach's room and get to know his stuff and touch his stuff and read his journal. They all spent time together. They became friends. Rob and Laura, Nev and Tom, they got to know each other. And that was a huge part of it, because I didn't want them to only rely on me or the documentary or memories that maybe they were coming up with in their own mind. I wanted them to learn from the real people. And then when it came time to filming, it was important to have them on set for a couple of reasons. One, how freaking cool is it to get a chance to go to a Hollywood set and see your movie being made? Right? How cool is that in your lifetime for a mom to be able to see, wow, there is a big Hollywood studio spending millions of dollars to tell my son's story. At the end of the day, she lost her son.
Right.
And we are telling his story. So she should be able to be there to see it. And all that does, you bring in everybody, you let them be a part of it. It just ups the stakes. It gives the actors, an opportunity to reach into parts of themselves they didn't know they could reach into, and do justice to them. And then the other thing that we did that was so important was, as I was making this movie, I took a chair, a director's chair, and everywhere I went on the set, the chair followed me, and that chair had Zach's name on it. And because Zach was co-directing this movie with me, and no one was allowed to sit in that chair except Zach. And there is not a doubt in my mind, that Zach was on that set every single day. And that was the energy that I wanted to have in the movie. Even down to, as an example, you remember this scene?
Oh yeah.
Right? So you might not know this, but I had Finn wear Zach's real clothes.
Oh wow.
So, as Chekhov in An Actor Prepared talks about putting on the clothes to inform the character, I believe that our clothing has energy. The things in our lives have energy. We shipped half of Zach's room to our set in Montreal, so the props were real props. His room was his real room. He was sitting on his sheets, on his bed, on his pillow that held Zach's energy, wearing his shirts. The shirt that Zach wore when he recorded Clouds for the first time, that you can watch on YouTube, is the shirt that Finn wore when he recorded Clouds for the first time in the movie. I wanted it to be a convergence of life and art, so that we could touch people's hearts in a way that maybe they haven't been touched in a long time.
And that's exactly what you did to me. You touched my heart the way it hadn't been touched in a long time. I was very emotional by the end of the film. I can't wait to watch it with my family again. And I just want to say thank you so much for making this film and just doing it. It's amazing. It's beautiful and it's wonderful. And it is very inspirational. So thank you so much, Justin.
Thank you, man. It's really, I'm honored that someone at Screen Rant is going to hopefully say nice things about it.
I loved it. Yeah, 100%. So thank you so much, Justin. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you, Justin.